invisible. I am not, and so aren't the Titans. YouTube, welcome to an Ark of Osiris cast. Today we have the one and only, the Titans from Kingdom 279. We migrated a small little account into Kingdom 279. It has, this is probably a good idea before that starts. It has a very important role to play still in the future of this channel. But for now, yeah, we're chilling. We're getting to know some of these Titan folks. We're getting to know some of the Kingdom 279. Let's shout out some of you awesome people. Hello from LFam. Shout out to LFam. There they are. Where they are. The LFam folks. Where are they? Huh. There we go. Bam. LFam, Titans, Pokemon, all here. All might be familiar to you guys. They're from Lost Kingdom 135, which we covered extensively for a little while. Let's shout out some of you awesome people before we get started with this cast, which is about 3 minutes away. Hype, good luck all. Jetfire, what's up? Ivan, hey Silas, Silas, how's it going, man? Alexander, how's it going, my dude? Mohammed Gamer, Kirenov, Daniel, okay, nice, thanks for the support, of course. King Shieldsy, Send, what's up, dude? Ski and Brawny, hey Brawny, how's it going, man? I still owe you a story. I haven't forgotten about you. Been a little bit busy / focused on figuring out what the hell I'm doing next. Original 2004, what's up? Who else we have in the chat? Norm and Wonderlust, Deliverance, what's up, man? Alfie, who else? 4-layer, The Mood, Titch, good luck in your arc, Titch. David M and D, what's up, everybody? What's up? How's everybody doing? You guys excited? This is gonna be a cool matchup. Mark D, Thuck, Careless Whisper, Adrian, Nido. Who else we have? James Leal, something like that. Supreme Catch. And yeah, I'm caught up. I feel like I'm caught up. Now if we scroll down a little bit, we'll see probably some more names. Retaliation, Gekko, homie, I have a quick important question. Yesterday I purchased Call of the Ancient to compete in our last Attila MGE. Now today, after all of a sudden they changed the MGE commander. Why? Yup. That does happen. I believe that was the 4th. This was supposedly the 5th Attila, and then they swapped it up. I believe that that's the case. I said yesterday that I have a bad feeling about that Attila. I have a very bad feeling about that Attila. Go. I believe in you. Who? Where? Why? Hello from Pokemons. What's up? Russian name. I don't know how to call you. Walter. What's up? How you doing? Welcome to 279. Thank you, D. Jeffrey, how can you check? Hey, can you check Kingdom 539? Maybe we will take a look at it after the cast, okay? After the cast, we'll go take a peek. Yeah, it's mostly 4 times per commander. Yeah, what I recall, maybe Tamaris had a 5th, and one more had a 5th, and that's it out of all the commanders that I remember. I used 250 sculptures to finish my Tamaris, thinking that it was only 4 MGs on her. Then the 5th came. Yeah, that does happen. Hey, Gekko, watching from Kingdom 397. Sweet. What's up, Chris Matt? How's it going? Mr. Elder Satsi, something like that. Good luck, Titans. Fortuna forever. Hell yeah. 37 seconds before the matchup begins. Anthony, what's up, man? What kingdom is TT? Kingdom 279. Kingdom 279. That's where they're from. 279. That's where they're from. And this is going to be a fun matchup to watch. I feel like we've been watching a lot of 1 billion plus power matchups where it's like full commanders, all tier 5, lots of damage kind of thing. And I think that it's very important for us to see also, like, this is literally the middle layer, right? The half point of power in the game when it comes to Ark of Osiris matchmaking power. I feel like it's important for us to also spectate a little bit the folks who are not necessarily the biggest and strongest, to see how they are building their own little their strategies and the way they're working their things out. I feel like that's a cool thing for us to keep an eye on. Before all this though, they're filing LoH. These guys are 145, right? I saw 145, 148. What did I see? Quit. Come back. What is this? 148. Okay, so let's not be, let's be cool. Let's change the name to LoH on the thingy. L. How do I spell it? Is it H? Okay. L, capital L, small O, capital H. From 279 versus from 148. I feel like that's good enough of a title. That should be a good enough of a title. 148 is an Imperium Kingdom. Cool. That's good to know. They're an Imperium Kingdom. And LoH do have some fire. Ooh. Jetfire. Now I see who you are. Jeez, my man. Jeez, my man. You're just sitting here chilling. This man's in the chat just going, yo, good luck, everybody. And then we find him. Ba-bam. 133 million power. LoH 148. Oh, you said that up there. Cool. Sorry, I didn't... excuse me. I didn't see that you mentioned that you're from there. Go 149. They're allies in KVK. Cool. Kingdom 148. It does seem to have some cool peeps. Some nice people. Jeez. They got some firepower on their side. That's for sure. Oh boy. They've got a couple of unlimited tier 5 players kind of thing. So what I mean by unlimited tier 5 players is essentially they have enough tier 5s trained up and ready to go so that they're not going to be healing, nor they're going to be missing tier 5s. They're just going to be sending out their full tier 5 marches. So I saw 3 or 4 full tier 5, like, not a problem. Send my tier 5s and don't even care, people. This thing is so laggy. It's weird. 76, so that's maybe a 5th one. Good lord. All right. So, ooh, 75. So there are a few people on this side of the map with plenty of tier 5s. Let's take a peek at Mr. Grooves. Uh-oh. Let's take a peek. 61 million Jedi at 46, 49. It looks like the other team is a little better off in terms of the top stack. Like they have, okay, there's an 85 million power player. It seems like they have a bigger, the folks in red have more big players, but the folks in blue have 77 mil, have more of a even amount of distribution in terms of their power. For Ark of Osiris, that could work in their favor, and it could and couldn't work in their favor. It works in their favor because there's another 84 million and a 40 million and a 58. Cool. So in Ark of Osiris, this could work really well for them because what they really need to do is they need to be able to target. They'll have the spread amount of troops consistently there. The problem is, again, unfortunately, that folks on the other side will have 5 people with consistent tier 5s on the field, which is going to be much tougher for the folks in Titan. But I can tell you, they have a nice strat worked out. I haven't taken a look at it yet, but I know Jedi for a little while now. I know that he knows what he's doing. Look at how quickly he's making it out to this outpost. And so I'm looking forward to see this match. It's a very close match. Let's see what else we got. Good. Perfect Sunday after winning Ark and now watching some live stream. Cool. Glad you guys won your Ark. Hi from Kingdom 148. What's up, Mark? Welcome. Good luck. Chemka for LoH. Best of you, buddy. Mike, appreciate you. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Good luck to you guys from Kingdom 148. Regardless of this match and, you know, Ark in general, just KVK and all that good stuff. Hope you guys do well. Been a while, brother. How you doing? What's up, Matkal? How's it going? Good luck to both sides. Fight! Yeah, there it is. The fight is starting. Slowly and steadily. The fight has not begun yet. Both sides, though. Interesting. LoH setting up the one rally, and that's that. That rally is marching towards their own obelisk. So that's okay. That's cool. That's a standard thing. It's weird that we don't see a second one from them for their other obelisk. And what's really interesting is that, are these both... Okay, so these both are defensive, and then this one is offensive against this one. So, in case you guys didn't know, right? There is a slight difference in the layout of the map. If you take a look at how the map is set up, this obelisk is a little bit closer than this obelisk is. And so is this compared to that and this. And so these guys are much, I believe that no. On this side, it's this one, and on this side is this one that are the further ones. And so by launching an attack on the further one, on the closer one from their area, the folks of blue don't really seem to want to necessarily get here. I feel like this march of theirs is going to be a marching march that's going to break somewhere along the way. I doubt they'll actually make it to the obelisk, but you never know. What's up, Madara? I won Ark in a very weird outcome. We had a fun Ark yesterday, too. We had a fun Ark yesterday as well. We won ours, too. And so I'm curious to see where this rally will break, if at all. It is crossing the center right now. It's about to cross the center. And it's making its way through the other side. Now, to be honest, at this point, I don't know where this rally is aiming at. These guys haven't ported yet, and so this rally can stop anywhere. This rally can be part of the top team, and they're essentially moving their troops out towards these structures right here. So that's a good potential right there. We're going to have to see what happens still. For those of you who are new to Ark of Osiris, we're not going to go too deep into what Ark of Osiris is because time is of the essence. But what you should know about this game is it's all about the points. It's a points per minute game. The more points you make in an hour, the side that makes the more points wins. The game is all about making points and about time. The biggest factor in this game is not kills, deaths, or severely wounded because there are no deaths. What's important here are points and points per minute, and of course the time left in the match. As of right now, because the teams are slowly starting to take buildings to their favor and get points ticking and rolling in their favor, you can see each side have one building already locked in and ticking for points. Blue team locking in their second points per minute maker, this building right here, and now as you can see up on the top, it's 60 points per minute against the 30. In 7 seconds, the rest of the buildings will open up. The rest of this map will be ready to be taken out. We can see, where's the rally? It did break up. The rally did break up. We didn't catch where it did, but it did break up a little bit further out. LoH sneaking into that sky altar real quick, but blue team starting strong. Blue team picking up a desert altar from their enemy. Now, in case you haven't seen Ark of Osiris before, one thing you should know is that this is a mirrored map. The map is pretty much the same on both halves. And the reason I call this the desert altar that belongs to red is that this is the desert altar that is the closest building really to this obelisk. And the same can be said about the sky altar on this side, which is the closest building, one of the closest buildings, I guess, to this obelisk right here. And so in theory, both teams should be picking up the same types of altars, one desert and one sky. And from there, they need to figure out what the heck is going on. MFLD lost by 3 points versus NB2 today in Ark. Good luck on both teams. Damn, 3 points. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's actually pretty crazy. And so what is going on right now is that the points per minute game is even as both sides locked in their initial buildings in their favor. But now blue have a slight advantage. What you should know about Ark of Osiris is every time you take a building, you have to hold on to it for 3 minutes. And once that happens, this timer goes away and the points per minute start ticking. And so right now, blue team is holding on to 3 altars and waiting for the timer to go down. The problem for red team is they really need to step it up and get this desert altar before the timer runs out. Because as part of occupying a building for the first time, you get first occupation bonus points of 750 points. On top of being ahead of the points per minute game once the buildings lock in, the folks in blue are now going to also have 750 points more in their favor as a first occupation bonus for holding onto a desert altar that wasn't supposed to be theirs. So even though the match is fairly even and the differential in the points per minute is just maybe a minute or two where one side had a building more than the other, once all the buildings finally lock in favor of all the teams and all the buildings are in play, we're going to be seeing the points per minute game shift exponentially, and the desert altar in the favor of Titans means that they'll have 150 points per minute more on their side. Here comes the rally. It's a full cavalry, kind of full cavalry. It got hit along the way by the open field. The open field folks right here need to really focus on this rally. They should not allow this rally to take the building away from them. In 26 seconds, first occupation bonus goes to the favor of Titans. And when that happens, LoH can then take the building and Titan will start with a massive lead. 15 seconds remaining and the building is coming down quickly. Lots of open field presence by the folks in blue. They're also fighting for their desert altar up on the top. We're going to go take a peek at that in a second. We're just going to make sure this building locks in for blue, and it seems like it will lock in. Let's take a look at the desert altar up on the top. It also locks in favor of blue. So Jetfire right now doing exactly what he needs to do. He rallied and he's swarming like crazy this building to try to get rid of Titans as fast as possible. Look at the points per minute differential right here. 300 points per minute in favor of blue, and on top of all that, the folks in blue have a very, very nice 1,500 point lead in their favor right now, due to the fact that they are holding on to a extra altar. And for every minute that passes, they grow their lead by another 300 points. That is right. So with LoH fighting hard to get this building, another reinforcement comes into the desert altar. That was actually a really, really nice play by Titans. They will most likely not be able to hold on to this building, but what they will be able to do is they'll be able to keep an eye on it for another 2-3 seconds. Another 2-3 seconds of the building means more points for them. The building goes in favor of the red team. Red team now trying to stabilize everything. The map looks a little sketchy as blue really tries to take this Shrine of Life away from red. But guess what? Red is doing the same thing to blue with less success, however. It seems that the folks in blue have more open field presence on top of the rallies, and the folks in red are having a little bit of a trouble because their rallies are not filled with some open field presence. Thankfully for them, blue is not in the open field area right here to contest this rally. But again, it seems like for the first 5 minutes of the match, the folks in Titans have been really holding on to holding not only to the lead, but they're in the driver's seat right now. LoH have 47 long minutes. 47 long minutes to come back into this. Tons of time remaining. In 2 minutes, the first Ark of Osiris will open up. And this is where the tier 5s can have a massive presence. Now, blue, we caught this just in time. Coming in from the back at red, who had placed themselves in a position where they are blocking the Temple of Osiris away from blue. But blue went around and smacked they're coming from behind, trying to smack into red. I'm seeing Attila's on the field. I'm seeing a Herman on the field. A very interesting selection right there. Let's take a look if we see any other awesome commander in here. Delay graphic reduction. Thank you. Appreciate that. And it looks like all of a sudden, blue have a decent presence in the open field in the center. The problem is, I would assume that the folks here have tier 5s from the red side, and you can definitely see that even though there are a lot of health bars that are blue, they are all being beaten down quite badly compared to the folks in red, who seem to be in a really, really good shape. It looks like blue potentially did not target the correct marches, and even though a cloud of blue was coming into the center, it just could not handle the presence by red. And this is what red needs. This is what the Legion of Honor need right now. They need to be able to take this Ark of Osiris comfortably, and while they're taking the Ark of Osiris comfortably, they need to be able to hold on to their 3 altars. Now, here's the deal. As you can see, most of the map is not ticking for points. This is a very rare situation, which is awesome that we get to witness it. These guys have dispersed themselves so much that they've gotten to a point where they're trading all their buildings, and now they're all waiting for them to tick down the 3 minutes to start gaining points. However, the folks in blue ended up with more buildings ticking in their favor at the end of the day, and with 250 now, 100 point differential per minute, blue is still gaining. For now, everything looks okay. Once red lock in all their buildings, they're going to have 3 altars in their favor, and that's when the points per minute game is going to shift in their favor. However, for red to really start mounting this comeback, which is super doable, and there's plenty of time for it, they need to step on a few fundamentals and make sure they don't make small mistakes. One of the most important things I'm loving to see from Blue is that they picked up this Ark. Now, they have absolutely no chance at this point in time to carry this Ark. But what they did do is they dropped it on their side of the map. You can see the Ark sitting right here. And by the Ark dropping on this side of the map, every step that the guy in blue takes forward towards their side is more time that the red team is going to have to spend bringing it back, which gives more time for more Titans to come in and help out in the middle. So even though there is movement, which I don't really know why he's allowed to move so much. Why is he being allowed to move so much? Finally, someone notices him and takes care of him, but that's a lot of movement out of that one march that made probably a nice little 30-second plus delay here for the folks in blue, who are now 300 points per minute in the lead. And again, they took away the altars from the red team. Red team trying to take away this sky altar, and it's looking very, 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 very good as of right now. The sky altar is very weak, and on top of that, the open field presence is not that great. And so sky altar at the top, about to flip back in favor of red. This is good news. You can see there's no timer in here, which means this is a building that's ticking for points for blue right now. By taking it away from blue, they diminish the amounts of points per minute the blue team is making. However, as of right now, red team, or the Legion of Honor, are continually reacting to the actions of the Titans. They're essentially trying to stop the bleeding and figure out how they mount a comeback. There is plenty of time for a very easy comeback. Not easy because Titans are bad or any of that, just easy comeback in the sense that there's time for it to happen. And so LoH right now, their number one job has to be hold on to buildings. They diminished down the points per minute gain of blue down to only 10 points more in their favor, which is not drastic. But with 3,400 points in favor of blue, red really need to get this Ark back, which is now marching substantially slow, and they really have to hold on to the rest of the map and just reset. Right now we have 10 rallies. 10 rallies on the field. What we got here, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5. So 11 rallies, 5 out of blue team, 6 out of red. But take a look at red. Red is fighting for buildings, while blue has 2 counter rally marches coming in. Venom, I don't pay too much attention to chat when I cast because I focus primarily on the cast. Once this match either becomes a little bit one-sided or later on in the cast, I'll definitely go back and look at the chat and answer questions. We'll have some time for questions and all that. But when I'm casting, I just sink into the match. So I understand you have a question. I'll answer yours and everybody else's as soon as we get out of the mode of casting for a little bit, which we technically just did, but still. So what we got here. TT Titans are kind of hitting this obelisk, and they don't really stand a chance. But what they're doing is they're diverting the attention of LoH here to have someone take care of this rally. Now, at this stage, the rally is pretty toast. So as far as these guys are concerned, they should not be fighting a rally down all the way. So here's a tip for you guys as someone who is trying to build a strategy. Once you are attacking a rally and the rallies hit a point where it's low enough that you can guarantee that your defense will win it, stop fighting it in the open field. As you can see, all these frowny faces are marching very, very quickly. Now, of course, the building would have eventually caused this. But if the guys who are solo hitting the rally stepped off of the rally after the rally went red and the obelisk was yellow, that rally would have stayed there for another 10 to 15 seconds, potentially. And that's 10 to 15 seconds where all of these marches are not available. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 marches. That's a full minute worth of marches, technically. Now, the map is, as I mentioned, a mirrored map. And this is how a fair situation, half and half situation should look like. The map is almost 100% divided evenly. The final altar Shrine of Life is missing for the red team. And in 9 seconds, we will be back to 590 versus 590. I couldn't even finish that sentence. And LoH Jetfire just going ham, picking up this Desert Altar away from blue team. And for the first time in this match, red are in the lead, 170 points in their favor, and they're working hard because, man, oh man, they caught blue asleep and they picked up their obelisk. Oh no. Now this is a big problem. Of course, there's plenty of presence by blue to counter rally this as well as swarm this and get rid of red out of here. But all the effort that's going to come out of King Neptune right now to take this obelisk back is time and effort that they're not paying attention to the front. And even though the folks in Titans did send already an attack towards the Shrine of War and did have a little bit of offensive movements set up, so do red. And look at the Sky Altar. Big trouble. Red team starting to push forward. They now own the points per minute game. And it's time to figure out whether or not blue team can come back into this. Ark of Osiris successfully delivered by red team. The timer for the second arc starts. And the gap goes down from almost 3,900 points to 400. And that number is closing down 90 points at a time. Desert Altar is not going to be taken by Jetfire in here, who was apparently solo hitting it. Okay, that's what you can do as a tier 5, 130 million power player. But even though the blue team did take their altar back, this is a big problem. If Super can't get this rally to take out this Edward, and boy oh boy, the Edward is about to inflict some damage, and he is even yawning some BM, a little BM, but I love it. Good banter by the folks of LoH. It looks like they won't be able to secure this obelisk, and so it is diverting the attention of blue. They realize, hey, we got this. The rally is good. We don't really need to do much here. We just gotta get this done. No need to have too many people paying attention to this. Let's move on and continue with the offense. While all that is happening though, red team continually picking up altars away from blue team is huge trouble. As of right now, red are officially in the lead of the points per minute game for a good 3-ish minutes. That's a good thing. It means they managed to stabilize that's a good thing for them. That they managed to stabilize their points per minute. They finally managed to stop Titans, and if we use the driver's analogy, they put their hand on the steering wheel and they're like, no, no. And finally, they have a hand on the steering wheel, and now they're in the process of peeling the fingers of Titans off that wheel. Slowly and steadily, they do it by taking altars away and by being a complete nuisance by taking over obelisks and continually setting up rallies. A counter rally to a rally happening in here, and other than that, buildings being rallied all across. I like the beginning by the Titans. The Titans started very strong. Their biggest problem, however, is that if they go tit for tat for the Temple of Osiris, LoH have more tier 5s. Have more tier 5s available, which is a big problem in an open field pit, which is all about who has the better commanders and the better troops. And so right now, for blue to get their hand, to keep their hand on that wheel, they have to be able to do something like this. To distract LoH, to make sure that LoH are not playing their game, but are going continually back to reacting to the Titans' actions. This is a fantastic example. The obelisk is not well secured. It triggered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marches, 7 marches. Jetfire is on his way in here, even though he wasn't here. He's falling back from an offensive position to go and hold on to the obelisk. These are the kinds of plays that if you manage to time them correctly, and Titans did manage to do it, they can be very detrimental to your opposition's ability to hold onto the steering wheel and start driving. Unfortunately for blue though, they don't have enough altars, and they also don't have enough presence on the altars. As I say that, Vendetta is trying to take a Sky Altar away. Nobody's coming to reinforce the Sky Altar because everybody in here is too busy with this rally right here. All of these marches could have been holding onto an altar, but instead they're holding onto the obelisk. This is how a distraction play causes that right there. That distraction play made it possible for pretty much for the Titans to get in here to drop the folks in red back to 590 points per minute. And now they're trying to take their own Sky Altar back. There is a lot of open field presence in here not doing much. This is a small mistake by Titans. Titans should be putting all these guys to work on the Sky Altar. Time equals money in Ark of Osiris, and in life too, but in Ark of Osiris even more. You have to get this done the quicker possible way. And the way you do that is by swarming. Those troops are very insignificant. All of these troops are very insignificant if they're just standing there. And they'll keep standing there for a long, long while if nobody pays attention to them. Sky Altar about to go down. LoH's lead in the points per minute game is about to be overtaken as the map as a whole has 1,180 total points, which means that the half point, if you own half of the map, is 590 points. If you keep an eye on the points per minute game, you can see that the buildings haven't locked in the favor of any team yet, but LoH for the little while had half of the map, while the folks in blue did not have half of the map locked in. You can see the lead shifted towards red as they finally start taking a lead. About 300 point lead is not actually 400 points exactly, which is really weird for a moment. That was actually for a second like, how did that stop, right? But anyway, here's the thing. Buildings are blinking everywhere. And the Shrine of War is one of the most important buildings in the game. If you guys notice, the Shrine of War is the one that has been switching hands consistently from both sides all the time. Why is that? The Shrine of War gives you a wonderful 5% troop attack and troop defense. At this point in time, because LoH own both of these shrines, they actually have a huge advantage, 10% on both of these stats on their favor against blue. And blue really, really, really want to make sure they even out their strength. Blue taking care of their obelisk and occupying 3 altars is a great start, but none of their altars are ticking for points per minute yet, while the red one is. So as long as none of these start ticking for points, red doesn't mind it too much. Right now, if I was on the red side's team, my priority would have been this altar right here. Why? It's the closest altar to start ticking for points in favor of the opposition. So it should be the one you prioritize. The idea is to never let your opposition accumulate points. And the way you do that is by ensuring they never lock in buildings. Even with these 2 buildings being available to be rallied, this one is the #1 priority, as it has to be the building that gives the most points. If you take a peek, in a second, well, it did happen. This right here became a 80-point game simply because of this one building. And so for LoH now, the priority has to be this one, and then they should be shifting their attention this way. Now, for blue, top priority with swarm and everything has to be the Shrine of War. The rally is on its way, and so is the open field presence to help with the swarm. This has to go down and has to go down quick. Right now, red are not utilizing their advantage per se, their advantage by sending out, they don't have rallies out on the field enjoying the 10%. Their defense, however, is enjoying the 10%, so that's a good thing. But again, ooh, there's a Tamaris in this building. Let's see how far up this goes. 8, 9, 10. Damn, that Tamaris just did some damage. That Tamaris just did some damage right there. But this is the only thing I don't understand out of the Titans. Why is there open field presence and nobody is fighting? There it is. As I say that the fight starts, it's a shame that the rally takes so much damage, because the bottom line here is the open field has to happen. It has to happen. This Cav March almost got wrecked. Almost got wrecked by this Tamaris. Thankfully, the open field presence shows up just in time. Red team's rally hitting the Sky Altar at the bottom. The second priority as far as the list that we made. It is also ticking for points for the blue team now, and it is how the blue team are back in the lead. 70 points. Chat, we're about at the halfway mark in this match. In the comments, let me know, who do you think is going to win? Hashtag TT or hashtag LoH? Let me know in the comments down below, who do you think is going to win this match? And while you're doing that, drop a like on this stream. I know you guys have a quick second, you know, drop that like, do your thing, and that's that. Anyone knows what on Gekko screen? Badass Papa. These are people who have contributed to the channel in the past, and so yeah, they're on there. TT all day. LoH. Come on, Drix. Oh boy, a lot of LoH fans in here. Let's go, TT. LoH, hashtag LoH. Woo, is it possible to sell an ROK account? Everything is possible, my man. Anyway, I see a lot of LoH folks watching the stream, as well as a few Titans. It looks like we got a fairly even distribution of people's predictions. I believe in TT. I believe in both teams. I believe in a very good match, and they're going back and forth in the altars game, which is the most important part. 660 points per minute in the favor of the Titans means that in 3 minutes, they will be back in the lead. To make things worse for Red Team, Jedi Mind snuck by. We completely missed this whole Ark situation. Looks like Red Team lost the position in the center. I didn't even pay attention to that, Chad. I was so excited about the buildings that I didn't notice that our friend Jedi is about to lock in an Ark of Osiris in the favor of his team. And when that happens, 3,500 points go in favor of blue. And now they're once again in the lead. And to make matters worse for red, the points per minute game is in favor of blue. So every moment matters as Red Team now scramble to get their rallies in place, to get their offense back in action, and get themselves more points per minute faster. Blue Team picked up the Shrine of War on their side, which is great news. They evened up the statistical differences, the buffs on each side, and they're trying to take the red Shrine of War. Red will definitely, Jetfire will absolutely not allow that to happen at all. On top of all that, Desert Altar being rallied, it looks like this rally is not going to be too successful. It's getting counter-rallied by an Ethelfled-led rally. That's a big boy. WTF might kind of question. I've never seen that before. And so, yeah, what do you know? A Edward pounding into this Charles Martel in the Shrine of Life. Good stuff by Red Team. They're about to take 80 points per minute out of Blue Team's hands if Blue Team cannot get themselves in position to help out in this building. 33,000 damage and then another 30,000 damage is rough 45,000 damage on that arrow, and then add to that the 23. My goodness, the numbers are going down fast. Corona is trying his best to get here quick, but the building is falling, and if he doesn't get in here to gain a little bit of extra time for this building, I'm afraid the Shrine of Life is about to turn red, and the damage being dealt to it is just way too much. Corona now facing into the building, about to get into the building, taking his march out and replacing it with a fresh one, and to make things even better, suiciding his previous march to guarantee it marches the quickest possible way back home. Corona, as far as I'm concerned, you, my friend, are the MVP of this match. You have quite literally showed 163 awesome people how it is done. You need to get out of the building, stick another march in there, get your building suicided on the rally, and get back to bring another march. That is the kind of optimization an individual player can make to ensure that he or she are giving the best value possible for their alliance. That was a great display of very good micro optimizations by the folks of Titans. Very exciting stuff. I do think that's an MVP play. It's very rare to see someone as well micro optimized. It's really, really nice to see. Jetfire is turning on the fire from that jet of his. He's not letting this Sky Altar hold for longer. Now, unfortunately for Sadaman, both his marches are fairly weak. These are marches that should have probably suicided into the rally much earlier, and so he cannot really help the Sky Altar. Sky Altar going down means blue team have half of the map in their favor ticking for points, and red are about to do the same once the Sky Altar locks in their favor. Sadaman realizing, I gotta get out of here, suiciding his troops and marching back. Frowny faces marching back is always better than small marches. Quick tip for all of you awesome people. Never, ever, ever, ever go after a march that has low amounts of troops. I've seen multiple people running after a march and literally following the march all the way home trying to beat it up. If a march is weak enough, if it doesn't come to suicide into you, let it march back home. The amount of march time they're adding to themselves is so substantial that it's not worth 4,000 kills. It's not worth it. Trust. Sky Altar barely holding on. A reinforcement came in last second. This rally doing big boy damage to the Sky Altar. Anyone can get out and in, get their marches in here before the time expires. There it went. One more march coming in. Marches on their way here to reinforce the Sky Altar. Sky Altar really needs to stay strong. And red team coming in fast, doing more damage. People swapping their marches in and out. Counter rally coming in. The Sky Altar is all that's holding on. Blue team in the points per minute lead. Can the red team take it away from them? This is the closest this is the closest altar to the bottom obelisk of blue team, which means they can get here very, very quickly. A frowny, this right here is not something you guys want to be doing. Look at the amount of time it takes this march to march, and look at this one. Look at this one, and it's going all the way back home. I really want to see if there is one coming nearby. 26 seconds on this march versus this one when it was here had 20 seconds. Look at the speed this is marching. You never want to go back like this. You always want to suicide to march back faster. Sky Altar, and it falls. LoH doing exactly what they need to do. Even though the rally seemed to have died off, the solo march made it in. So really, this building is not secured, shouldn't be secured almost at all. This building shouldn't be secured almost at all. This is a solo march at best in here. And so blue team can really quickly take it back. But look, red team are coming back. Red team are coming back into it. Remove simplified graphics. I don't think there's a way to remove simplified graphics within the match. And it's kind of dumb. I'm not going to go out of the match and back in to remove the simplified graphics, because it'll automatically turn them back on. And so this is something I need to talk to Lilith about. They should enable you to disable simplified graphics. If I disable it and then come back into the game, it'll automatically detect and automatically go back into simplified graphics. So there's nothing we can do about it. Buildings blinking everywhere. Obelisk of the red team, but look at this desert altar. Red team. 300 points per minute in their favor. 4,200 points ish. Yeah, no, 3,200 points in the favor of blue team. But with every minute that goes by, 300 extra points go into red team's pocket, which means that gap is slowly closing down. On top of that, in a minute and 37 seconds, the Ark of Osiris is coming out, and LoH this time with a little bit of presence, but just as much presence really by blue team. And the problem is red team have someone ready to carry the Ark, and I don't see anyone in blue able to come and stop them. Now, this is a small mistake by LoH. I understand that you want to have a Genghis Khan full tier 5s, whatever, not to march. But in this kind of situation, a half beaten down Belisarius is much, 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 much better, as it'll move much faster and get home quicker. There is an interesting situation in here, because in theory, if there was much more blue presence, then I'd understand why this is necessary. But in this situation right here, this guy picking up the Ark of Osiris with this march is okay, but it's not ideal. And in an ideal situation, it would have been better to get home quicker before blue can get here and do something about it. Blue are slow, 20 minutes remaining in the match. Blue have been going back and forth. The lead started with blue, red took over, and now blue are in their lead. However, the points per minute, just like in the beginning, was in blue's favor first, went to red, then back to blue, and now it's reds. And on top of that, all that, we have an Ark coming out in 10 seconds. And LoH seem to be poised, Peace and War, poised to pick it up. This Ark is 4,000 points big, which means the lead is going to go right back in the favor of red team once they pick up this Ark of Osiris. Peace and War kind of trying to get rid of this side swipes march, but in the meantime, Sneaky McSnickerson, Jedi Mind, making his way towards the Ark. If he manages to even drop the Ark on this side, that's a 15-second delay in the favor of TT. However, red team have such a huge presence here and very little presence from blue that I don't see this working out in any shape or form in a way that blue comes out of it alive, especially now that Jedi is holding on to this Ark. Look at how fast he's going to get chewed down. Wow, from 100,000 down to 120,000 down to 50,000, and poof, pick up the Ark, boys. It's time to march it back. Peace and War making his way towards the Ark. SS Bank is not going to wait it out. He's just going to take this Ark and start marching home. That is the correct play, as time equals money in this game mode. SS Banks picking up the Ark of Osiris. Red keeping blue busy with the Sky Altar again being massively rallied on. Open field presence is better from blue this time, so it looks like this Sky Altar might be able to hold. But in the points per minute game, the folks of blue are still 150 points behind for another 2 minutes, which means red are still going to make 300 points more than blue before blue comes back into evening out the points per minute game. To make matters worse, red took over the Sky Altar. Unfortunately for Titans, this was a terrible situation for them. Right now, 300 points per minute down, which means 600 points will be ticking before this closes in, and then another 450 points more before this goes back in the favor of blue team. Man, oh man, there is 1,000 points up for grabs right now for red team, and on top of that, they're carrying 4,000 points in the form of an Ark of Osiris. The driver in this match has gone back and forth. Both teams holding onto the wheel, pulling left, pulling right, pulling left, pulling right. But with this Ark being delivered and the points per minute looking the way they are, the buildings game looking the way it is, and the amounts of buildings blinking across the board, it is safe to say that in the 17th minute, well, technically in the 43rd minute of this match, the red team have finally managed to put two hands on that wheel, and now they are in control. This is when now the Titans have to start figuring out how they counter the folks in red. There's unfortunately not that much time remaining. If the red team sends the Ark of Osiris back in fast enough, one more Ark will have time. And so there's still place for the comeback to still happen. What troop is SS Banks is using? Simplified graphics is really killing us, but I would assume these are tier 4s, tier 4 calves. I'm assuming these are tier 4 calves with a LoH at the front. LoH, a Cao Cao at the front. So these seem to be tier 4 calves, I think. Because these are, they're moving quick, but not that quick. I don't know if these are tier 1s. I don't think these are tier 1s. And so Ark of Osiris being delivered right now is good news for blue, believe it or not. Yes, they're going to get into a massive deficit, but it means that one more Ark will be in play as there are 16 minutes remaining, and in 8 minutes, one more Ark comes out. Red team right now in the lead by less than 1,000 points, and the next Ark is worth 4,500 points. So for blue, next Ark is do or die. They can still win this match by simply winning the points per minute game and holding on. We still have provisions that might still come in play, which we haven't seen just yet. But towards the last few minutes, we will see a little bit of spikes of points as people come back with their carrier, with their provisions. And right now, 150 points per minute in favor of red means their lead is growing, and they're about to lock in 1,000 points worth of a lead against the Titans. Alfie, tier 1 troops move faster, period. They move faster in Ark, they move faster in open field, they do. And so one of the things JWM did last Osiris League was to hit the enemy's rally, the enemy's obelisk with tier 3s. Why? Because they were so fast that nobody managed to get to the obelisk before the rally did, because everybody was using tier 4s and tier 5s. And so changing the types of troops you use and the levels of troops you use is a very significant thing in Ark of Osiris, and not enough people do it enough, in the sense of time equals money. The Shrine of War defended by blue team, and now 50-50, the map is split in a few moments. The final, I believe this altar will finish ticking for points, and in a minute and 40 seconds we'll be back to an even playing field. However, until that happens, red team will pick up another 150 points, another 200-ish points worth of a lead, and grow their lead to about 1,200 points. This match is super, super even, and it can be determined by something as simple as provisions. Blue team trying to pick up a Shrine of Life away from red. Red has open field presence here, and a decent defense. The defense is definitely doing more damage to the rally than it is taking, but nonetheless, it is important to ensure that this building is secured. LoH, small mistake marching back. This guy replaced his march in the building, which is, we know how much we like that. And there is the turnaround for the suicide. Good job, Skep. There we go. Good job, Skep. So when you guys take your marches out, one thing you should think about is that in theory, you should be able to drag them out of a building, right? So instead of clicking that leave and let them march this way, and then you can drag the march from the building straight into the rally, and it'll come out to hit the rally instantly. This is a good arc. Yeah, Ivan, it really is. It's been going back and forth quite a bit, and it is very, very close. LoH hitting a obelisk rally, but a counter rally was waiting for a while now. Remember, counter rallies can be started as soon as the rally marches, and this rally had a whole heck of a long march to go. By the time it reached to the obelisk, the counter rally was already there. Good job, all fun. Jetfire, what a beast, my man. What a beast. You guys are holding on well. This is such an intense match. I'm actually loving to cast this particular match rather than a bigger match, where usually the bigger matches are more one-sided than not, because of primarily one side having a little bit of a better strategy and being more into the match per se. But the fact that we don't cast enough of this kind of size of an Ark of Osiris is something that I need to change, because I feel like the folks of LoH and Titans and TT are doing such a wonderful job and making it so exciting. Look at Jetfire in here with his rally and 2 marches on the open field. Counter rally by Super with his Ethelfled. I need to figure this one out. Jetfire with an interesting choice as a leading commander in here. We have what seems to be a Caesar with, what else we have here? A Caesar with Barca? Is that what I'm seeing? Caesar and Barca? Yep, it's a Caesar and Barca hitting this desert altar, doing some great damage. Jetfire by himself, doing massive damage. Just Kate, exactly that. Just Kate pulled out the march straight into the rally, and here comes another march, 297,000, back into the desert altar. Just Kate, you get a golden star too. And so does Ski, by the way, from LoH. These are the kinds of micro optimizations I'm really looking forward for. Isn't Ethelfled the best possible counter rally? Honestly, one of the things we learned out of OV is that counter rallies are a little counterproductive. For some weird reason, going into the open field and swarming has been very, very, very successful, even more than counter rallying. And OV really showed it, really showed it during Osiris League, how counter rallies are less significant than some of the usual swarms on buildings. Look at this little prick. Legend Stony walking around and making sure gatherers are killed. That is a very cool little play right there. And he is now so close to the obelisk with that he is coming to reinforce it. What do you know? I dig it. I do dig it. I really do. Debuff the enemy rally and do AoE. Ethelfled is a great pick, but it's all a matter also of positioning of your rally, right? if you are swarming, you can potentially place yourself in a better angle to get much more effectiveness out of your AoE. So I agree that she's a good counter rallier and probably the better one out of all of them, but you don't necessarily want to counter rally. Level 3 gathering tiles half eaten means that someone is being a pain in the butt and hitting gatherers out of their buildings. LoH, if they lock in this obelisk, they might be able to port in here and cause damage to blue right now. I don't know whether that is a play to make at 10 minutes remaining while 100 points in deficit on the points per minute game and only 1,100 points in the lead total. This match is definitely going to go down to the wire, and LoH about to take 150 points away from Titans in a few moments. Well, a March made it in, so there it is. Sky Altar taken out of the Titans. And the points per minute lead goes back in favor of red, 50 points per minute. The match is so close, ladies and gentlemen. One person who has been provisioning this whole time and is about to go back home can change this whole thing apart. We don't know how many people are gathering out there right now and how many marches from the open field have gatherers right now. One of the tips that I can leave you guys with is that you should never have open field marches standing. Even if your job is to show presence on the open field around a building, never, ever, ever stand. Don't stand next to the building. This right here is a small waste. What this guy could be doing right now is he could be in here. As long as he's in here, he's provisioning. The worst thing that's going to happen is he's going to get out of here and go in here for defense. Or he's going to get out of here and get hit on the open field. But as long as you have someone standing, you should never stand in the open like this. You should always try to provision along the way. One thing people think that is required is a dedicated gatherer. That is absolutely not true. The march you're using to hold onto a building, if the building is not being contested and there are provisioning tiles nearby, it is very acceptable to get out of here, go in here, gather that, and go back in. Just remember not to die on the tile. As long as you get wrecked outside of the tile, you still get the points. But if you get wrecked on the tile, no points for you. So never have open field standing. Always make sure they're doing something. And by something, I mean gathering, if possible. It's not always possible. A great example is the Shrine of War. Look at all these folks standing right here. There are 77 reserves available for you, right next to you. Right next to you. Why are you standing here? Get in here. You too. There are so many, another 100 points right there. And so make sure you always micro optimize. Blue team. Oh my goodness. They have the Ark. The Ark is marching in the favor of blue. Is this a thing? Look at the cloud. I'm seeing massive blue presence. Red seem to have dropped the ball altogether when it comes to the Ark of Osiris. The carrier is about to go down, which will give them some time to get back in here. But blue has a massive presence in the center, and red seem to have completely neglected it. Oh my goodness. Is this how blue is going to win this? Are they going to take the final Ark? Red doesn't necessarily have to take the Ark, but they have to stop blue. And my goodness, I wasn't even paying attention to the center, and all of a sudden, all this is going on. Wow. Titans, TT, about to try to steal this. Well, technically not steal this match away, because this has been back and forth. Both teams very much deserve to win this. Either side very, very much deserves to win this. And right now, peace and war is the only big march in here available to stop this Ark carrier, and he is getting beaten down. Once he gets beaten down, the Ark carrier should be good to go to keep marching. And trouble for red team. Blue are showing up out of nowhere with so many marches. Red still have a huge advantage on the map. The points per minute game is in their favor right now, and it'll grow even further. But 4,500 points is a very, very tough task to beat up, as there are only 1,300 points in the favor of red team right now, which means 3,200 points lead for blue when this Ark is delivered. 3,200 points is not enough to say we've won. There are 5 minutes remaining. with 300 points in the favor of red team as of right now in the next 5 minutes, it means 1,500 points extra, which means they only need 1,700 provisioning points to take this match. And so the number one priority right now should be for blue to get this arc, for red to hold on to the buildings and get their gatherers back home. This arc is far too gone. Rogue is going to try to make his move with his Richard, but man, oh man, 23 seconds on this march, 10 seconds on this one. There is a possibility he's going to make it in here. And man, oh man, if he makes it in, no, there's no way he makes it in. At this point, Dushman is pretty much out in the clear. So red team dropping the ball, 4 minutes remaining, 1,300 points. About 1,400 points lead for them. And Titans right now closing the points per minute gap substantially, but red are picking it up back up. 230 points in the favor of red right now. 4 minutes remaining means 800 and something points. That is not going to be enough to close this deficit down. But again, there is still provisions out there and the numbers might jump really quickly. And man, oh man, it can change at any second. Folks, I recommend you all to keep your eyes on the points per minute right now, on the points right now. Forget about the match, forget about everything. Keep your eyes right here. I will be too, as the provisioners need to start coming in. And when that happens, oh boy, Jetfire about to take a Desert Altar away from blue team. The Desert Altar away. If they take it out of blue team's hands, that's 150 points less for blue team, which means red are now going to go up to over 500 point lead. 1,500 points remaining in the timer means, big trouble. This is still nowhere near over. Both teams might still have provisions out. Red team very much in control of the points per minute game. Blue team are not going to let this Desert Altar fall, and they're counter-attacking back, hitting this Sky Altar with a rally with a Solo Mars that seems to not be successful right now. Red team also going hard on the Shrine of War. They are trying to take away points per minute from Titans. This is getting insane. Points grew. The points went up. Provisioners are coming in. Oh boy. Less than 3,000 points between these two teams right now, and 3 long minutes remaining. As the quicker this Desert Altar goes down, the faster, the better it is for Jetfire & Co. and Drix. Shout out to these folks. And the folks of Legion of Honor as well as Titans. What an amazing fight. 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining. Less than 3,000 points between both these teams. And red team, look at that lead. If they take this Desert Altar, they could actually close the gap to about less than 2,000 points. And the provisions are still out. Or are they? We don't know. My goodness. So far, so good. Blue team holding on to their lead. Red doing everything within their power to just get those points per minute. Blue are now doing everything they need to do. Hold on to this Desert Altar for dear life. That's the lifeline they need. Jetfire is an absolute beast. That is an absolute understatement. That guy is insane. What an amazing team he has. They went back and forth. Titans definitely coming out with the better, strategy and momentum and timing of the things they've been doing. So very well done by the Titans. It's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. 2,400 points differentiate between these two teams. The rally is done for, and the Desert Altar seemed to be secured. Red team, however, did take away a Shrine of War away from blue, which is less points for blue. Right now, red with 460 points in the lead means that they'll make another 600 points still before this will be over. And so if this ends up this way, we're going to be seeing about 2,000-ish difference, less than 2,000 points difference between these two teams. What an amazing match, and it hasn't ended yet. It has not ended yet. At any second, a crazy provisioner could turn the tides around. 2,000 points, under 2,000 point difference, and a crazy provisioner can still come in and change this map altogether. We're keeping our eyes on the points. Chat. We're not even going to look at the open field. We'll leave it here on the side, but focus on this right now. Can, by some miracle, the folks of Legion of Honor come up with 1,900 points like that, they don't really need 1900 points. They are going to need a little bit less than that. They're going to need about 1400 points, not 1600 points, something like that, from a provisioner to come in clutch. Less than 2000 points between these two teams. 15 seconds remaining in the match. It looks like Titans are looking to take the match away from Legion of Honor as the countdown is down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. GG. What an amazing match by the Titans. And massive shout out to the Legion. Massive shout out. Did we even have to say anything? Duh. Nope. That's not a no-brainer. What a guy. What a guy. He's like this would be in theory, right? Super Saiyan 5 Son Goku by the looks of it. What a guy. Damn, what a hold by Kingdom 148. Let's go take a look at the stats really quickly to see how things worked out. Very little provisioning by both teams. Might have been the mistake that happened in here for either team. Healing looking very big for the Titans compared to the Legion of Honor, who also did indeed heal quite a bit. 15 million against the 18 million kills. What really sealed the deal for the folks of the Titans was a little bit of an arc, and the extra 1,000 points of provisioning they did was everything they needed for a win. We're looking at more occupations out of the Titans, as well as the arcs splitting up fairly even. Unfortunately for Red, they did not pick up the arcs. As the more arcs you pick up, the more they're worth points. So it's better to pick up the second two than the first two. These guys went 1, 2, 3, 4, and unfortunately for the folks in Legion of Honor, 1,000 points is the difference between what those two guys got in the Ark of Osiris capture. It's as simple as that. This match ended up being just under 1,223 points. 1,223 points is all that different. It's all the difference between the Titans and Legion of Honor. It was a really fun match to cast, and very well played by both Titans and Legion of Honor. What I really like about this match, and I recommend all of you who have been joining us a little late to potentially go back to the VOD and watch it, take a look at how one team starts with both hands on the driver's wheel. From there, the other team crawls its way to put one hand in, then take the other hand out of the other team, hold with two hands, and these guys went back and forth on the driver's seat consistently. It's a matter of two very important things. Consistently maintain a lead on the points per minute, and either Ark of Osiris exceptionally better, or make sure that if you're going tit for tat on the Ark, you're supplementing with provisions. With all that being said, I'm super happy I got to cast this match. GG to the folks of LoH, Legion of Honor. It was awesome. It was really awesome. Kingdom 148, shout out to you guys. Good luck in your lost kingdom. I wish you guys all the best. Thank you for an awesome showing. It was really exciting to cast. Honestly, I haven't casted as fun of an arc for a while now. And there's Drix as well. GG, my man. That was really good. That was such a fun arc to cast and to watch and to see you guys go back and forth. It was really awesome. But the winners. Look at Kingdom 539. I haven't forgotten about you, Jeffrey. Titans. The Titans had a great strat. They consistently went back and forth in reacting correctly to the actions of LoH, and also ensuring that when LoH are reacting to them, to continually keep punishing. I really liked how Titans sent a rally on the obelisk and at the same time on an altar, and essentially required LoH to pick between the altar and the obelisk. That was a really interesting thing to see. Honestly, my personal opinion on this is that if you ever find yourself having to choose between an obelisk and an altar, the altar is definitely more important. Why? Even if they take your obelisk away, that's only 20 points per minute. It's not that big of a deal. But your proximity to the obelisk means that you're able to very quickly get troops out there to fight it. And so it is better for you to first take care of the altar and lose the obelisk, and then later on go back to picking up the obelisk. So that was a small little mistake that I think the folks of Legion of Honor kind of fell for, but it's not a big deal. Both sides made a few mistakes along the way, and I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty confident that this VOD will help them out a little bit to see where their mistakes were, as well as to be able to micro optimize better. Both teams micro optimized a lot. It was very exciting to see. All right, so if you guys have any questions in the comments, in the chat, now is the time, as we'll stick around for a little bit longer to you know, to answer some questions. Go take a look at Kingdom 539 that I promised Jeffrey. Although 539 is probably fogged up, so we won't be able to see jack diddly do. But sure. Oh, it's not fogged up. What do you know? Okay, we're in Kingdom 539. Kingdom 539. Lots of colors. Pretty colors all over the place, really. Very cool colors. 5 alliances. 1 NU, 2 NU, 3 NU, A and K all around this. Cool. Not bad. Not bad at all. Although, technically speaking, right? Technically speaking, I never really saw the reason why people have flags around a pass, Lost Temple, if they're all the same team, right? If you're all the same team, you really don't need to rotate the king between alliances, do you? You don't really need to split the power, or to split the thing. And so what's the point of these flags? I don't know. Look at the power of the yellow team. Okay. 2 billion power. Cool. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Jeez. 100 million power player in Kingdom 539. Good lord. Neo Universe. Who the hell is this? High enough. You can never be high enough. You can never be high enough. Damn. That is kind of nuts. Kingdom's about 90 days old. Shout out Kingdom 192. Currently locked in a corner. Kingdom. Yeah, that does suck. It's a sign of confidence to each other, I think. I don't see. I understand. I get it, but sure. It doesn't harm anything. High enough is a great nickname, by the way. No, it's not. You can never be high enough. You can never be high enough. Thanks for streaming our Ark. Appreciate you, B. It was a lot of fun. I recognize your name. I recognize your name. You've been here before. So this little farm is going to sit around in Kingdom 279 for a little bit. We promised that we will be nice and gather level 6 gold tiles. I mean, hell, these guys, for some reason, don't have anyone nearby here to gather. I guess these guys are gathering here. I guess. I'm assuming these guys are gathering here. But hey, there's plenty of level 6 gold tiles around here. And so I'm gathering them to send them to these folks when KVK arises. When it's time for KVK, then they'll have a little bit of extra gold in this farm. But the reason this account is here, chat, is because we are hoping to cover the next Lost Kingdom mode very, very soon. Mo93, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. Russian name who also subscribed. I think you're from Kingdom 148, right? Thank you for subscribing. Apologize for missing out on your subscription 23 minutes ago. I'm getting rallied, XD said. All right, let's take a quick peek at you, and then we got to head out of here because, chat, I am so tired. It's crazy. After yesterday's stream, I stayed up for a while, had a lot of very long conversations, and went to bed at 5 a.m. And so today we go to sleep early. Today we go to sleep early, but not before someone gets rallied. 24 million power. I don't know why you're getting rallied and not just open field swarmed out the wazoo. I would have open field swarmed the life out of you. 139. Ooh, 139. We know these guys. Let's go Titans. Yeah, Jedi, it was a really fun match. Yeah, I visited when you covered your KVK. Yeah, I remember you. I remember you, B. You killed farms. You troll. 139. We know a few people in 139. That was awesome. It was a really good match. Hey Gekko, you're oddly enough looking at our Lost Kingdom map also. Oh, that's right. You got and then as soon as you got rallied, we got wrecked. Okay. As soon as you got rallied, we got wrecked. I guess we get to do that. We get to do that once today. I guess. All right. King Jong-un, thank you. Appreciate you. Oddly enough, yeah, I figured you guys are on the... oh my god, yeah. We had to. That's how it works. Every time we load, that's the song that goes up. That's the song that goes up, and so does King Jong-un. Still with that? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's going to be forever the joke in here, until they change it. Well, they did change it, but it hasn't changed on my... It hasn't changed on the emulator, which is really weird. You got wrecked? Oh, God. Are you burning already? Yeah. Oh, no. You shielded. Good. And now they're all going away. And now I'm taking... apparently the folks of... The folks of 148 are somewhere in here. Where are they? Where are they? I know some folks in 139B. XK58 fellas. XK58 fellas. Friends of ours in here. K42. 20s. What we got here? AT. Hello? C204. Oh, I'm definitely blind, aren't I? I am definitely blind. There it is. They're in red. Oh my goodness. You guys definitely have... You guys picked up everything in here, I see. All right. Are purple not... I hope purple let you... They want to come and help, I guess. You guys are allied by the looks of it. By the looks of it, you guys are allied. Cool. Good luck. All right, folks. With all that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you all for being awesome, being part of the cast today. We casted a really, really fun arc. I'm looking forward for the VOD to come out for you all to enjoy it. Drop a like on the stream before you leave. I would appreciate that very, very much. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being the best community out there. Gekko gonna jump up and down and scream like crazy. Epic win. Yeah, it was. It was a really good win, Jedi. It was a really, really, really hyped win. Thank you all for being awesome. Thank you again for all the support, for the new subscribers, for the kind words, for the awesome matchup. GG's, Kingdom 148, LoH, and TT of 1279. You see how I got out of that one? Chat, stay awesome. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Take care and have a good week coming up. Kill it. Take care. Peace.